Hello and welcome to my Pat's Pond Chimps guide with kind of a generic strategy, but hey, it works. First, we're going to start off by placing Sada right over here as bottom right as possible. This placement is not super precise at all, so don't worry about it. In the middle of round 8, you're going to want to place a sub as bottom right as possible. You don't have to do it super quickly, but just do it before the greens show up. That's the main important part. And then over the next few rounds, you're going to upgrade the sub to a 0-1-1. Get twin guns first. That is very important. In the middle of round 14, just to prevent some possible RNG, place a wizard as bottom right as possible, right over here. Also, this guide is using auto start, which I don't normally use, so, woo. Also, don't use code Dorio in the TD6 shop, use code ONME instead, because he's always at risk of some of the most dangerous animals in the world knocking down his front door, and he needs better protection. In the middle of round 18, upgrade your sub to airburst darts, and we'll upgrade it to heat tip darts as well. And now we'll start upgrading our wizard to a 0-3-2 Dragon's Breath. Get 0-2-2 before 0-3-2. In the middle of 34, you should be able to afford the Dragon's Breath. This guy will carry for a very long time, basically until we get our Tack zone. And then just at some point before round 40, place a village right over here, and upgrade it to a 0-0-2 discount. And then place an Ice Monkey here, as bottom left as possible, and upgrade it to a 4-1-0 embrittlement. You should finish affording it after round 40, but that's no issue. Round 40 is pretty easy. All you gotta do, just leaping sword it when Sada is not attacking. And you should win. Now you can get your embrittlement. Now you'll upgrade your village to jungle drums. Once you've afforded the jungle drums, you're going to place a Tack shooter right over here, as top left as possible, and upgrade it to a 2-0-4 overdrive. This guy will get upgraded into our Tack zone later, but not yet. Now that you've afforded overdrive, we're going to buff it up just a little bit, because the setup isn't quite enough to save up until Tack zone. So what we're going to do is we're going to place a 3-2-0 Alchemist right next to your overdrive. It should be, like, visually right in between the overdrive and the village, but below them. 3-2-0, and now we'll start saving up for our Tack zone. Alright, in the middle of 57, you should afford your Tack zone. This guy is kinda crazy, and especially on this map, he has a really nice bend. And now we're gonna get your village to primary training, and your alchemist to 4-2-0. Also, don't accidentally remove any obstacles, very important. Money ends up being somewhat tight, so yeah. Once you've gotten the stronger stim, we're now going to start going for our main cleanup of the run, the Bloon Solver. As of recent, this guy is absolutely insane and can deal with cleanup of any kind, and is overall just great in most setups. You're going to want to place him right over here, below your tack zone. I'd recommend getting 320 and then 420 once you can afford it. If you'd like to use any of Sada's abilities during any of the next few rounds, feel free to do so. Except we do need to save it for 67, so just keep it then. Once we get the 420 Glue Gunner, we're going to be on our way to saving up for the most epic tower in the game, the Bloon Solver. Since the main weakness of our setup right now is camos, we're probably going to have to use a sword charge to clean up a leaking camo ceramic coming from the right side on 67. But after that, smooth sailing until we get Bloon Solver, so see you then. And you should be able to afford Bloon Solver in the middle of the first wave of 78. Even though we've already afforded our two main DPS towers of the run, we still have to use a sword charge on the camo ceramic wave of 78. So yeah, just do that whenever you see it. Once you've done this, you don't have to do anything for a few rounds, so I'll see you when you actually have to do something. Whenever you have the money, remember that early game sub? Yeah, we're gonna be upgrading him now. Upgrade him to a 052 preemptive strike. You should be able to afford this on the start of round 92. And you don't actually have to do anything until then, so see you then, I guess. But also, I do recommend using some abilities just to speed it up, as this can take quite a while. Especially on the ZOMG rounds. Right at the start of 92, you should be able to afford Preemptive Strike. This guy goes kinda crazy and will absolutely destroy any DDTs for the rest of the run. Except round 99, which kinda sucks, but you gotta deal with it. Even though we can kill the DDT layer very easily, we don't have anything to clean it up. So, we're going to get a 020 village right over here, in range of all of our main towers. This guy will allow our Bloon Solver to be able to clean up the ceramics very easily. And that's a good thing. And now, at some point before 95, Some ceramics can still make it through sometimes because Bloon Solver sucks. Just kidding. Anyways, some ceramics can still leak through on 95 and other rounds too. So we're going to want to place a 420 Bloon Impact right over here. Place it slightly away from your Alchemist, just because you don't want it to receive the Alchemist buff. You want that to be going to your Solver and your Tack zone. It's fine if it receives the Acidic Mixture Dip buff though. That is alright. And now we're going to make Sada actually deal a little bit of damage. We're going to give her her own 320 Berserker Brew Alchemist. This will increase her damage a lot. I'd also recommend being cautious on 95, and feel free to use some abilities if you'd like. 143% not needed though. Same for 96 and 98. 97, we actually do gotta use abilities, which sucks, but deal with it. And now, we're going to start getting some extra round 100 damage, because we really do need that. Right up here, in range of your village, your discount village that is, place 2 040 Moab Assassins. 97 is unfortunately the hardest round of the run. You're going to have to use a sword charge to clean up the insides of the right fortified ZOMG, and if not even a sword charge can fully clean it up, use a leaping sword as well. Or you could just use some assassin abilities to kill the layer earlier, but... And then first strike the second one. 98, you shouldn't have to use any abilities, so yeah, don't, because you need them for 99. Well, just one of them, but yeah. And because our round 100 damage is still lacking, you're going to want to place 2 more 040 Moab Assassins, basically right below your camo village. Like this. You might also want to use a sword charge on this round just to clean up some ceramics. Sorry if you died this round, kinda sucks. And then for round 100, spam 4 Moab Assassin abilities, use a leaping sword, whenever you'd like really, 4 more Moab Assassin abilities. You can use a sword charge and a leaping sword if you'd like, but they are not required. Oh yeah, you can also buy some more stuff. But once your bad has turned fully right, use a first strike. Or slightly before that. If you've done everything correctly, you should now have your Pat's Pond black border with a pretty cool strategy. I hope this guide helped you out. Have a nice rest of your day. Goodbye.